So if you want to generate leads that are high intent leads, or in other words, leads that are actively looking for a solution to a problem that they have right now, then YouTube is an excellent channel to do that. So in this video, I'm going to go through how you can use YouTube to generate leads without using YouTube ads or without spending a penny on paid advertising. Now, the first thing you need to do to generate leads on YouTube is to think about what kind of questions do your potential clients ask? And what kind of questions do your ideal clients ask? And if you're maybe on a sales call, or maybe you've got someone who has emailed you a question, these are excellent questions for you to then answer in a YouTube video. And the great thing about answering questions that potential clients ask you is that you don't need a lot of views on your YouTube videos, you don't need a lot of subscribers, and you can still generate a good amount of leads and a good amount of clients every single month just by answering questions that your potential clients are asking in a YouTube video. Now, having a YouTube video on its own which answers a question that someone has asked, on its own, that's not enough to generate leads and to generate more clients, because what could happen is that someone watches that video, they like what they saw in the video, and then they move on to the next thing that they're going to do, or the next video, whatever that next thing is, right? And they don't take any action. So what you need to do instead is have a call to action in your YouTube video that takes people to the next step in your marketing and sales process. And for most people watching this video, the next step is most likely going to be getting that person into your marketing and sales funnel so that they can become a lead, and then you can nurture that lead, and then eventually they can become a client. So how do you do this? Well, the best way that I found to do this is to have a call to action in your video saying, if you want to learn more about how to solve this problem, then check out this other video that I've recorded that goes through how it all works in more detail. And I'll give you an example. In this video that you can see here on your screen, I recorded a video on how you can target business owners using Facebook ads. And in that video, in the middle or just before I get into the content of that video, I say, before you start generating leads or start targeting business owners on Facebook ads, it's very important that you have the right strategy. Because if you don't have the right strategy, it doesn't matter what you do on Facebook ads, you're not going to get any results. So if you'd like to learn what the right strategy is to generate leads and appointments and clients predictably in your business, then go to salesappointmentsmasterclass.com. And then once I have that call to action, I then go through the rest of the content of the video. So in your YouTube videos, you need to have a call to action that takes people into the next step of your sales process. Now, I recommend you do this by having another video, because if they're already watching a video, they're more likely to watch another video, especially if they like what they see in your current video. So I recommend having another video that goes into more detail or more in depth into one of the things that you can help your clients do. So one of the problems that they have, in this video, you want to go through how you can solve that problem in more detail. And just as one more additional tip, you could have the call to action at the end of your YouTube video, but remember, not everyone will reach the end of your YouTube videos. So it's probably better to have your call to action somewhere in the middle of your video, so that way more people will see it, and then you're more likely to get more leads and more appointments and more clients from your YouTube videos. Now, once you've done all that, the third step is to have an opt-in form. Now, it's very important you have an opt-in form so that when you send people to watch your video, they don't just watch the video straight away and then again, like on YouTube, they just move on to the next thing. You need a way to follow up with your leads and provide them with more value. So the way that I do this is when I tell people to go to this website, salesappointmentsmasterclass.com, where they can watch another video that goes through how we can solve a problem in more detail. In that video, or in that landing page rather, there's a button where people click on that, they can enter their name and email. So I recommend doing the same kind of thing in your business. And then when someone enters their name and email, you should email them a link to the video so that they can then watch it. And by emailing them the link to the video, you also make sure that at any time in the future, they can go back and watch that video and find it very easily because it's now in their email inbox. And then after people watch that video, which by the way is called the video sales letter, and again, if you go to salesappointmentsmasterclass.com, you can see how that all works and how to create that in more detail. But once people watch that video, then at the end of that video, you can have another call to action where maybe they can schedule a call or whatever that next step is in your sales process to go to the next step before they become a client. Now, not everyone who watches that video will convert into a client straight away, and that's okay. That's totally normal. It's not a problem. So when those leads don't convert straight away, that's where you want to follow up with them with more valuable content, with more helpful tips and answering more questions that they have to problems that they have. And if you keep doing this, which in other words is basically your email marketing, if you keep doing this on a regular basis, you'll start to build up more trust with your leads, you'll start to build up more of a relationship, and then when the time is right for them, they can then take the next step in your sales process to become a client. So it's very important that you have all of this infrastructure in place if you want to get the best results when you're generating leads using YouTube. And then the final step is to repeat step one again and again. So step one was to create content answering your potential clients' questions. So you need to create new YouTube videos on a regular basis. I would recommend creating at least one video each week that answers a question that one of your potential clients have. And remember, some videos that you record will do better than others. So the more videos that you record for YouTube, then the higher the chances are that you'll create a video that does really well and gets you a lot of leads and also a lot of clients. Now, the last thing you might be wondering is, okay, well, how much time do I need to spend on all these different marketing activities? Well, if you're curious about how much time I recommend that you spend on your marketing and how to make sure you use your time wisely and don't spend time on things that are not going to get you any results in your business, then be sure to check out this video right here, which goes through how you can do that in more detail.